friends. At the outset, we would like to profusely thank and congratulate Honorable Supreme Court for rendering a judgment which is of landmark in nature. For the first time, a major judgment considering the fact that under Article 14, they have declared that women are equal along with men of this country in seeking and receiving compensation in accident matters. There is no other judgment which is comparable to the judgment rendered by Honorable Supreme Court in the matter of Shishish Ram and others versus Surjit and others. With this judgment, one thing is proved, that since the Supreme Court judgment is law of the land as per this Constitution, there is no other appeal also. There is no review against the order passed by the Supreme Court itself. Whereas any legislation, if they provide any such relief in any legislation, that can be subjected to judicial review in High Court and Supreme Court. But when Supreme Court itself declares a law, it becomes the law of the land. That is the beauty of judgments of Supreme Court. And Supreme Court decided this issue by deciding at least three issues. One, that women are equal in receiving the compensation in accident cases on par with men. And second, the compensation laws, wherever some accident takes place, the disputes arising out of that, particularly where the claims are made as compensation for the accident from the people who are responsible are insurance companies, they should be decided within 4 years, is the Supreme Court dicta now laid down. And the compensation part also, it is considerably increased. In this particular case, the trial court, they have granted, initially they have granted 2,42,000 as compensation to the victim's husband, who was the claimant. When it was taken to the High Court granted 8,43,400 rupees. But whereas the Supreme Court, it decided and declared the compensation around 70 lakhs. How this 70 lakhs is arrived at? Because the Supreme Court quantified the loss that is happened to the death of the homemaker. And not only, as Shri Vinod Garu has said, she is not only homemaker, she is regarded and considered as nation builder. See, this is one of the very, very important observation which has declared by the Supreme Court, women are nation builders. That is how the Supreme Court has given due respect to the women of this country. That is where, as Bharath Rashtra Samiti, as a recognized political party of this country, we salute the Supreme Court for this landmark judgment. And it should be a practice whenever such a judgment comes. As part of the society, political parties, they have to humbly express their regard and gratitude to the Honorable Supreme Court, any other court, in particular Supreme Court, and generally to the judiciary. Because we have said several times that we have trust and faith in judiciary. As a political party, there were occasions and there will be occasions where we have emphatically expressed our belief in judicial system. And today, we cannot remain silent without appreciating the good work done by the Supreme Court and recognizing the contribution of the women, particularly quantifying the percentage of the women's contribution at domestic front as 15 to 17% of the GDP of the country. So this is a very important observation and recognition given to the by the Supreme Court to the women of this country. Therefore, we once again express our sincere and heartfelt gratitude to the Supreme Court for rendering this judgment, a landmark judgment. I think there was no parallel to this kind of judgment in this field by the Supreme Court earlier. We congratulate it. Thank you.
చివరిగా మేము ఈ ప్రెస్ మీట్ ద్వారా చెప్పదలుచుకుంది ఏంటంటే